Alright everyone, welcome to Little Squid League 20. I am Milk, joined by my co-commentator Squirrel, and today is a special day for Little Squid League as this is the biggest tournament we had of all time with over 40 teams here registered, a $500 prize pool, so you know these teams are really going to fight for that championship. And for our first round, we're going to have Glitter Gel Pens versus Amelioration.
We're really excited for this LSL. Getting into this first match, we do see a new project from the Glitter Gel Pens. Is a new project from Incraft Cult's former captain. That was his team that played in the early LSLs back in the single digits. So it's good to see an original player coming back.
Yeah, it's always nice to see the old captain training up the new kids and having them be something really good. And so we are going to get into our first game of the entire day. It's going to be Zones on Anchovy. And Squirrel, what are your thoughts on this map?
Zones on Anchovy games, it's a mode where it's a huge map. So it means that you can have backlines that can put a lot of pressure on this map. And the other thing that it allows is also you have the two fans, so you might see an inkjet. There's also, it's a relatively large zone compared to other zones, so we would see probably a lot of high painting weapons, so something like maybe a Junior or a Zap. And yeah, a lot can work on this map, so I'm really excited to see what they pull out.
Well, it looks like we're getting into action right away as here we go for game number one. And on the side of Glitter Gel Pens, we do see that Ely trying to use that range from that high point on Snipe to pick off someone from zone. Also, the Nautilus with the Inkjet. And a very interesting weapon, the Tensa Octobrush, a weapon that isn't really seen that often.
Yeah, we don't see those weapons that much either. We have a V-Jet and a 96 gal from the side of Amelioration, and that's a really interesting comp because they have two short-range weapons and two long-range weapons. I'd like to see how they synergize. That's Glitter Gel Pen taking early cap of the zone. Amelioration takes it back. They go one down, and the K-Shot got the pick, but the Stamp tries to come out and loses that fight. And
yeah, right now in mid,
zone.
It's just a battle for mid. As you can see, the comp for Amelioration, it seems to mainly focus on those two frontliners, having those missiles to displace enemies, having that armor from 96 to help support a push. But as I say that, that's two down for Amelioration. Good shot by the Inkjet. And right now, another great shot by the Inkjet. And now, here we are. Glitter Gel Pens has a chance to push up onto their plat and get a nice shoulder control. Oh, unfortunately, there is a DC. There is a DC for Glitter Gel Pens.
However, it does look like they're fighting for the zone.
Yeah, it looks like they are willing to play it out in a 3v4, and right now, it looks like Amelioration is going to have to try to use that disconnect to their advantage as the Jet does push up, does get a kill, and now being down 3v4, Glitter Gel Pens are going to have to pawn the gas.
Their deck is a nice pick. It's just a Zap solo armors, and I don't think Glitter Gel Pens has realized that they have a disconnect. They're still trying to fight it. 40 points left. It's just a nod on Snipe. It's not looking good.
Yeah, especially with the Octobrush gone, not having that second frontliner isn't really going to help, especially with that Ely. Think that wants to try to do something, sees someone on the fan, will not be able to get picked. Their NZAP does go down, and again, it's just a knot, and it looks like that's going to be the end of the first game.
Yeah, and despite the disconnect, I do think it's important to note how both Glitter Gel Pens and Amelioration had different strategies with their teams. So you see that Glitter Gel Pens had a combination of that knot and E-leader, and that brush especially, you had so you had two aggressive weapons, but you also had a ton of range, and that allowed them to keep the zone and stall it out for a bit. But then Amelioration just used their frontline pressure to take backspace, and like you said, with that missile, they were able to displace that backline.
Yeah, very unfortunate game for Glitter Gel Pens, but sometimes things just happen, and we're gonna have to move on to game number 2, tower control on the reef. Now, for this map, it is a 3 checkpoint map, and I think, Squirrel, you can also account for me this, the biggest fight for the second checkpoint.
I agree. Typically, that's the spot where there's a lot of defense because you need to take control of both enemy alley and top mid. So now it means that you have multiple spaces to control. It's the point, in my opinion, where the tower push is like the widest, so it influences the largest part of the map. So it's really complex to take that checkpoint, and I think that's where we're going to see teams use a lot of their specials.
Yeah, I personally think that that missile jet from Amelioration is going to help, again, with that long range, so it stays out of trouble with those missiles. If they can just if Amelioration can condense Glitter Gel Pens into that one area, that could be an easy way to have a really good defense, and then they turn into offense. Where, again, that jet with those missiles, they can use that to kind of flush everyone out of where their frontliners want to go.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about the Glitter Gel Pens comp, because I don't know if they're going to stay either, because the reef has a lot of spots to just hide behind and peek out from, so that E-Leader might have a difficult time contesting either the tower or any other positions if they decide to stay with that.
Well, we're going to see what they have to go for. And it looks like they are switching to the foil flings, though. So it looks like Glitter Gel Pens are going to have that double missile. And Amelioration is still going to have that jet. Like I said, those missiles, very, very big for getting through mid. Very, very good for getting through the checkpoint. And it looks like now, looks like a really early fight, but Glitter Gel Pens does get one down. The zinc armor coming out. And it looks like just a very condensed fight for mid.
Yeah, it looks like that'll be Glitter Gel Pens taking control of mid. All 4 of their players are really pushed out of top mid and clumped on one side. They're going to be taking control of the tower and starting their push. No specials on either side yet, except for that jet's missiles. And it looks like they're gonna start their push and see how they defend. The jet goes down, so they've lost another special.
Yeah, it looks like a really good push for Glitter Gel Pens, getting past that first checkpoint, basically with no competition, and Amelioration is going to go 3 down. It looks like easy second checkpoint, or easy first checkpoint, and now, here we go, to the last checkpoint for Glitter Gel Pens. It might just be 100-0 right here.
Yeah, that hammer caught almost a double on their car. That's 3, 2, 1, and that's game. We see the Zap player die on tower. But Glitter Gel Pens took this game by storm. They went really aggressive, and they capitalized on Amelioration's mistakes.
Yeah, like I said, those missiles were very, very big. It helped them really get through that checkpoint, really spread out Amelioration, spread their resources thin, have everyone just go wherever Glitter Gel Pens wanted them to go. And yeah, with that, they did manage to take game number 2.
So we're going to be going into Humpback Clamblets. What are your thoughts on that?
I love buckets here. Any bucket. Bloblobber, Egg Slosher, Tri-Slosher, Regular Slosher, Sloshing Machine. With all the humps there, all the curves there, it's very good for sloshers to just pick out of nowhere. Like that trench area right under the basket. It's very, very useful to just have a slosh go up and land down on the other side. So if I'll be surprised if I don't see a bucket here. But looks like Glitter Gel Pens doesn't really want to switch, because their comp from last time, it did really work out well for them.
Yeah, for sure. We might see that E-Leader come back out from Glitter Gel Pens, because there's a lot more space on this map, and E-Leader can get set up really easily. That being said, Sloshers and partially Blasters also have a really strong advantage on this map. So someone might pull out a bucket.
Yeah, speaking of Blasters being strong on this map, especially with their snipe and that bunker area being really exposed, if any charger just want to post up on there, a single blaster shot or a single bomb from any blaster plus the shot, that'd be an easy way to just put a lot of pressure and make it so they have to move away.
For sure. This is Clamblets, so we might see the infamous bubbles come out from either side. typically from a squeezer, but definitely from a bunch of other weapons. So yeah, I'm curious to see if anyone pulls that out and how they use it, because they need to take advantage of it, of the bubbles to score, and if they don't, it's just a wasted special.
Well, let's see if all this speculation is right, as we are starting game number 3 in this play all 3.
We see no comp change from Glitter Gel Pens and a bit of a comp change from Amelioration. We see a Hydra instead of the former Jet Squelcher.
Yeah, looks like Amelioration wants to use that Hydra's really long range to just bully everyone out of mid. Like, see what the Hydra's doing right now, just staying back, staying on that snipe area, and just being able to push everyone out of the way.
We see those missiles coming out, targeting that Hydra especially. The K-Shot goes down on Amelioration, and it looks like Glitter Gel Pens is able to take the middle of the map to start getting claims for their push.
Yeah, looks like Glitter Gel Pens does have an early advantage, but how are they going to get past that Hydra? They're going to need those missiles. That's why they brought the double missile. Missiles counter Hydra. So if they just get one missile just for the Hydra and another one for the rest of the team, there should be a very good way to push. As I say that, the Hammer does come out trying to get something here with an armor, and it looks like he's trying to make a push for himself and does go down, unfortunately. And now it looks like Amelioration's trying to get back in the mid.
Yeah, we just saw Amelioration use 4 specials, and the Sploosh went in and died alone, and it looks like Glitter Gel Pens was simply able to retreat and punish them. The enemy Hammers coming back out, clearing out their bunker, gets one, and almost gets the other.
Only gets the second one, and that's an early score, and the K-Shot does go down. The junior wants to try to do something here. He does get one in.
Finally, at 1 minute 30 in, we get our first score. That wasn't too big, but
yeah, like,
it's been mostly even fight. Both teams have exchanged control of mid several times, and I'd like to see who can make a giant push.
Yeah, like the golden rule of clan blitz is, if you're going to be the first one to push, you want to get it under that 60 mark, so it takes at least 2 power clamps to tie it. But right now, we just see the... Never mind, we're gonna see the ends up trying to dance around, but he does go down to a bomb. That's 2 down for Amelioration, as Glitter Gel Pens wants to take this lead or take back mid, but the Hydra just being a presence. That's all it needs to be, really.
Yeah, and we saw as quickly as Amelioration took back mid, they lost it. It looks like Glitter Gel Pens are just much better at holding mid control. One trade on either side, armor pop to end the hammer pop. They're gonna look to push here.
Oh, the Hammer does that one, the armor doesn't go off, and that's gonna be a score, but looks like not much after that, as Glitter Gel Pens does break their penalty and get 1 extra clam in, or 1 extra point, I'm sorry, but it looks like they aren't gonna get much to it, and they just gave Amelioration a free power clam. So it might backfire on them.
Yeah, and I think that Hydra thing came out to be true, because you can see this Hydra's just been putting so much pressure on this all over the map, and it means that like right there, even though Glitter Gel Pens had the numbers advantage, they only got 1 additional point.
Yeah, again, that Sploosh trying this thing by himself does not work. The Hydra is just trying to keep everyone at bay, as Amelioration just trying to find a way back into mid, try to get a score. They do get a pick on 1. The missiles do go out, the armor doesn't go out. That's 3 specials used. They're all 4 together. Another armor goes out. It's like this might be a chance for a push.
Yeah, Amelioration gets the ball in. 1 goes down. They don't have many claims to follow up. 2 go down. But they still have a lot of map. She gets in the flank.
And the brush, he does get 2 down, and that's the end of the push for Amelioration, as Glitter Gel Pens have a chance to build onto their lead.
That hammer opening things up. They get 1 score. More clamps coming in from the flings up. Another ball coming in. If they can score this, they can put the game away right here.
Yeah, but Amelioration's holding strong. Just, they see the enemy and they're just trying to hold it like a choke. They try to have it on chokehold now, as they do get another power again. Amelioration does have 2 power clamps at the ready. They just need to find a way past Glitter Gel Pens' defense.
Yeah, and now they need at least 2 or 3 power clamps to get lead back. Amelioration, 30 seconds left. They're gonna need to make something happen.
They do pop the missiles. They do get one. And it looks like it's the start of a push here with 2 power clams at the ready. But missiles do come out in an armor. And Glitter Dolphins, again, they just shut down the push right away. And it looks like this might be a full wipe. No, just barely. But again, Glitter Dolphins just stopped the push in its tracks. Before Amelioration could do anything on offense, Glitter Dolphins came around, saw Ninja Specials, and just ended the game right then and there.
Right, you saw Glitter Gel Pens was just able to hold on to their lead and step back and not feed into Amelioration specials. You saw that was they got Glitter Gel Pens got it down to 48 compared to 80 for only Amelioration. So you can really see that Glitter Gel Pens was just much more successful at holding mid and collecting clams to score.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Amelioration, one of the downsides of Hydra is if you can't get a zone of control right away, then Hydra will struggle. And as you saw in that game with that double missile from Glitter Gel Pens, they did struggle to get into mid or get a push going at all.
Yeah, definitely. Even though we saw Glitter Gel Pens lost the first game, due to an unfortunate, they came back strong and went 2-0 in the latter 2 games. This has been a great set, really back and forth. It's Glitter Gel Pens 2-1 Amelioration. I'm Squirrel.
I am Milk, and we will see you back here in a few minutes for round 2. Alright, Inklings and Octolings, we are back to Little Squid League 20. I am Milk, and I'm joined by Squirrel, and today we have an interesting one. I think it's gonna be Splatalot A versus Boston Squid Party.
Yeah, and we see Splatalot A, team that's been in recent LSLs quite a few times. And the Splatalot sort of organization, if you will, has a bunch of different teams. They've all played in LSL. This is their main one. And as we can see, they've gotten second in LSL 17 and 7th in 19. So it looks like these guys are real contenders to take home the championship.
Yeah, Splatalot A does come around quite often, so having them make a deep run, well, today might just be their day.
Sure, and on the other side we have the Boston Squid Party. They're a new team from Europe, so all of the 1 PM EST NA tournaments, they have to stay up late for that. That's just must hurt. But yeah, they got 9th in beta bracket, which is really good result. We're gonna be going into TC Starfish. What do you think about this stage?
The main thing with this stage for me is the 2 flanks on the left and the right side. I only have time to explain as both teams are already ready, and we are going to start it with game number 1.
Yeah, and we see no backline from either side. Both teams have Junior, Tri-Slosher, and K-Pro.
Yeah, and
is K-Shot versus Luna.
Yeah, and K-Pro has fallen off a bit because of the K-52, but still a very usable weapon, as both teams want to go for a very aggressive, very fast type of playstyle. And as we see, Boston Squid Party and Splatalot just want to see get paint, get a quick bit of control. But as you see, the tries both trade for both sides, and now it looks like Boston Squid Party does have a bit more mid than Splatalot, but that pro from Splatalot just playing a little bit back, making sure the enemy team can push into them.
Yeah, and it looks like Splatalot just used the missiles. They got the Tri-Slosher, taking control of the tower. The Tri-Slosher goes down. However, they are looking for picks and to start their tower push. It looks like they'll be able to, but there's a Junior on the flank. Total chaos all over the map. The K-Pro finally goes down, and it looks like Boston Squid Party is going to have the advantage here.
Yeah, that was a good trade by the K-Pro on Boston Squid Party to get the K-Pro on Splatalot, as now Boston Squid Party has a chance to recuperate, although it wasn't a really big push. by Splatalot, them being able to just stop it right in its tracks and being able to just say, hey, you maybe will get the first tower touch, but we're gonna take this game right here. And it looks like another trade there. There's gonna be one down for the side. Oh, two down for the side of Splatalot actually. And it looks like the Weeabomb will go off. And again, a fight for mid. The K-Pro is on tower, just trying to paint up, trying to be safe before making any serious pushes.
Yeah, and we've seen quite a few failed push attempts with Splatalot A. Now it's going to be their chance at defense to go down on Boston Squid Party. Their juniors all the way backed up, and they're last. It looks like that's going to be the end of the push. Neither team has gotten any sort of push in the first 2 minutes. It looks like they're going to use the armor to try and push back in, but the juniors getting caught alone. They get a bomb pick, but they go down.
Yeah, lucky pick by the junior at Splatalot A. Never mind, I was on tower, but no, the K-Pro just stops it again in its tracks. And now a full wipe on inside of Splatalot. Now Boston Squid Party, they gotta do what the team gotta do. They gotta push up, they gotta get specials, gotta get paint. Without doing that, they won't be able to get any semblance of a good push.
Yeah, and they booyah the snipe, they get control of that, but they both pop armor, and it's been a really equal fight. The junior goes down, but they get a revenge kill on the try. And
it's 3 down. It's 3 down. Oh, it's 3v3. Just the Luna on the side, and he doesn't get a kill. A delayed wipe basically as the Luna just trying to get another pick. He does get it, and the Luna just going crazy at this point, just trying to again force their team forward, just striking under the ledges, trying to get another pick here. As again, Boston Squid Party, they will take lead and we'll get to the first checkpoint. And now Splatalot, they have to try to get around this Luna. They have to try to get around this K-Pro, but they do get one. The missiles do go out. That's 2 down for the side of Boston Squid Party. And now finally a little bit of a push, but Splatalot is now able to just recuperate and get back to mid and get a push of their own going.
Yeah, and their push got stopped really quickly. Neither team in the first 3:30 has made it past the first checkpoint. 2 going down on Boston Squid Party. This is going to be Splatalot A's opportunity to push. We up pop to clear that snipe. It looks like they're going to be able to get this first checkpoint with relative ease. There's no one up to defense, but the try gets a pick in their court. And there's continued fighting. Armor pop, and that's Splatalot A getting the lead.
Yeah, good checkpoint by Splatalot, and as you saw, they did go for their snipe right away, because if you can get that snipe right away, that makes first checkpoint very, very simple. And now, as I said that, they do get past the second checkpoint, and now here's the real chokehold, trying to get to that third checkpoint. They do pop the missiles, the K-shot, trying to pan around. There's 2 down for Splatalot A, and now it looks like Boston Squid Party is going to have one more real opportunity to try to get this lead, as these T-Tech will jump back to just recuperate with their team.
Yeah, and even though their push got stopped, they got past the second checkpoint, and that makes their score almost double the Boston Squid Party's. 20 seconds left. They're gonna need to make something happen. A trade and a pick goes down, but the Luna comes up and gets the reach.
Simple.
It's gonna be Boston.
It's just the junior. Just the junior. Luna is again going off, trying to put their team on their back, trying to get these picks. Now, since Splatalot's the last chance, they had to get specials. The K-Pro does go down. They do pop an armor. That's the first checkpoint, and the bucket does get a kill, but the Luna picks it up. And now a 3v2 for side of Boston Squid Party as they're trying to get past the second checkpoint. And as you see, Splatalot A, they already know where to go. They're on that top left side. They're waiting for their defense. That's 1 down. Maybe the try does it, the Luna, and no, unfortunately, for side Boston Squid Party, Splatalot A will take the game in a very, very close fashion.
I was really close at the beginning. You saw neither team get a push in, and then Splatalot A was finally able to get that advantage. They continued staggering the Boston Squid Party with their specials, and they got past the second checkpoint, which is huge on this map. Because then it gets really far into the swamp, and it's easier to defend that lead. Yeah,
like you said, the word stagger. Splatalot A did get staggered on. That was a really, again, I will call it again, really, really good triple. Just staggering them one after another, making them have to wait. But unfortunately, for Boston Squid Party, Splatalot A was able to recuperate, just regain self-control, regain confidence, and just again stop them before the push can go any further.
Yeah, and I think the Boston Squid Party is gonna need to figure out how they're gonna address holding space and taking space, especially when we're going into Rainmaker Black Belly. This is a map where you need to take a lot of space to get a good push in, and the only way that Boston Squid Party was able to do that was through a pop-off from their Luna multiple times during that game, and they're gonna need to learn how to play more so with that Luna, because that's the only way they're gonna be able to counter Splatalot A's ability to stagger them.
Yeah, and then, especially on Black Belly, there are two main ways you can go with the Rainmaker. Either go through their little half-pipe choke checkpoint, or go straight up through basically their middle section. And if Boston Squid Party, can just get Splatalot to look at one side and try to sneak through the other with one person, that might just be their way of doing it. Because as you saw in the last game, both teams were evenly matched when they faced up head-on. Both had very similar comps, only one weapon being different. They both had a very aggressive mindset. The only thing that really separated the two was Splatalot was able to get the first push that went really, really deep into the area of Boston Squid Party. And I think if Boston Squid Party can just find a way to get, especially on Rainmaker, a quick wipe, a quick 4-person wipe, that can easily get their score down to at least 10.
Yeah, and I think this might be Boston Squid Party's mode, because they're really good at taking fast advantages, and tower control's a bit slower than Rainmaker, and they might be able to take more advantage of that on Rainmaker. You do see a C-Jet coming out for that Ray spam. That C-Jet already has Ray in the first 10 seconds, popping it now, and that's going to be a really strong presence. Splatalot A is going to have a difficult time whenever they try to push.
Yeah, the combination of Rain and the Stingray, that's just chip damage. Get rid of that armor, really, really good. Plus, with the burst bombs, and not to mention the Luna Blaster shots, the comp from Boston Squid Party wants to get rid of armor as quickly as possible, and that seems to be what their goal is. Especially with that double armor from Splatalot.
It looks like Splatalot A was able to get a player advantage, but they weren't able to get much of it. It's still an even fight in mid. That custom jet has Ray again, and they're gonna pick up the Rainmaker, and it looks like they want to try and take it left, but no decisiveness. The Tri-Slasher goes down, Ray is popped, they're gonna need to be careful. 2 down, and the Rainmaker is Ray. That's a fold.
I was talking about. Now this is a chance. Boston Squid Party, they gotta push up. They gotta move as quick as possible. They do get a pick. That's 2 down, and there's the lead. And there we go. Like I said, especially on Black Belly, this Rainmaker goes by very, very quickly. Those points will just tick down and down and down, and that is a great stop by Splatalot. But 46 isn't really a good hold on this map, because 46 is not that big of a push.
A good trade between the custom Jet Squelcher and the K-Pro on that left side. Boston Squid Party's not able to hold mid here, but they took really quick advantage, and they were able to get a good push in. That's going to set them up well for defense here, and it looks like their custom Jet's getting closer to a Ray again, and the Luna's coming through mid. Has the ball.
Luna, the baller does go off. All in a 2-for-2 trade. Again, that Luna, really good job of just taking an off angle and trying to cut them off before pushing started. And now Boston Squid Party has that chance for their Jet to build Ray, has a chance to get specials, has a chance to just, make a good stop.
It looks like Splatalot A is going to rush and take it right. The Ray comes out. They might lose the lead here, and they do. And they're unable to stop it before lead, but 34 is only 12 points. That being said, it is further in their spawn. 2v3, they pick the sneaker again. They're going to need to stop it soon.
And Splatalot so close, getting to 5. That's a comfortable push, in my opinion. And looks like that's going to be 3 down. And now, Boston Squid Party, you got 2 minutes to just find a way to break through Splatalot 8's really good defense so far.
Yeah. The Boston Squid Party is going to need to find a way to continue holding mid. It looks like they're going to opt to that left side push again. And they do get a pick on the try. Their Luna's pushing up with that baller. 2 down on Splatalot A. This might be their chance right here. They're going to need to get more picks. And certainly they're going to need to get an advantage. The Rainmaker does go down. But still, that Luna Blaster's pushed up really far. Can they make something happen?
Unfortunately, Little Blaster does go down, and now Boston Squid Party, they're backed up. They're racing against the clock, only 90 seconds left to try to do something here. To try, they do get a pick, and now try to flank, but no, gets caught right away as Splatalot read and reacted to what's happening. They do get another pick, and now the Rainmaker is going to be reset, and now Boston Squid Party, they got a minute to try to make something work.
Yeah, and it looks like that's going to be Splatalot A taking control of mid. And the Boston Squid Party got pushed really far back. They weren't able to push up together, and perhaps a little bit too hasty about their push, because they did go down really quickly. But that's 3 specials, almost 4 from the Boston Squid Party. They're going to need to use those 2 to make an advantage for themselves. However, their try does go down right before they could use their rain.
Yeah, unfortunate that the try does go down, and now only having 1 special against 2 from Splatalot, that doesn't seem very good, and the Rainmaker does go down to the Booyah Bomb. The ball does come out, doesn't get a pick, and it looks like Splatalot will pop the armor, and they can just hold the Rainmaker right here and just win this game in convincing fashion.
Yeah, and another 2 go down. This Jet almost goes down, still has their Ray. And it looks like Splatalot, it picks up the Rainmaker. It looks like they're just going to keep going backwards until the end of the game. 10 seconds left. They're going to need to be careful from a rush, but...
That's unfortunate. The Jet does go down, but no, they do get the Rainmaker. With only 3 seconds left, they need to pop it in time. And they might not pop it yet. And now Splatalot needs to play good defense. That's 1 down for that Boston Squid Party. They end up trying to do something here and goes down, and that is going to be game. Splatalot with the 2-0 win, but there's a playoff 3, so they have to go to the 3rd game.
Yeah, and we saw that the Boston Squid Party wasn't really able to set up their pushes in a way that allowed them to continue, unlike Splatalot A, because you can see, like, Splatalot H made sure that they had a bunch of specials, a bunch of paint ready for their Rainmaker, but the Boston Squid Party not so much. Also, the Boston Squid Party wasn't able to, like, hold mid for as long as Splatalot A, which again contributed to their underperforming pushes.
Yeah, especially with the Luna Blaster. You're gonna need to support that with paint. As you saw, the Luna Blaster was by itself most of the time. And again, they did get picks. That was good. But they weren't able, the team wasn't able to follow up on those picks. So those pushes didn't really happen for Boston Squid Party.
Yeah, and that was a really strong game for Splatalot A. Both times they were a little bit in disadvantage during TC. They didn't have the lead, and then they just completely knocked it out with a really strong push. And then but they were able to defend really well. Right at the end, you saw they didn't panic when their Rainmaker went down. They simply fought the pop and got picks and then picked it up. The ability for Splatalot A to just stay calm while they're taking fights has been really rewarding for their planned pushes.
Yeah, well, they can't stay calm with this one as they already won the set, but we're gonna have to play game 3, which is gonna be Inkblot Splat Zones.
Yeah, and this map might favor Boston Squid Party because, again, unlike Starfish and Blackbelly, this is a pretty small map. Mid is really tiny as it's only around that central tower. So I think that this will help Boston Squid Party support their Luna better, and of course you can always play those angles with the Luna.
Yeah, the angles, especially under the platform and under the lamppost on the enemy snipe, or enemy plat, I'm sorry, that will be very beneficial to the Luna, as just sharking under there with paint support, of course, that'll make it very, very hard for Splatalot to basically find a way in. The only real way they can make it past that Luna is going on that far flank area, but even then, that's a dangerous spot to drop.
Sure, I wonder if they'll continue with that C-Jet or we'll go back to that K-Pro, because the Ray is not as good as on zones and on this map as it is on Rainmaker Blackbelly. But then again, they might use the missile version to continue applying pressure and allow their Luna to get in.
Well, we're gonna see what Boston Squid Part does here as we are entering game number 3 of round 2.
Yeah, we see the same comp on Splatalot A and a
Ooh.
custom Hydra Splatling and Flingza and Tetras on the Boston Squid Party. Looks like they're going to be changing up their comp to try and better counter Splatalot A's synergy.
Very different. Trying to use that. They're gonna try to use that Hydra to set up a post and just be able to not move. As we do see the missiles coming out from Boston Squid Party, as Splatalot does take early control of the zone. The Tetras do go down, and it looks like right now Boston Squid Party is kind of trapped on their plat. As the roller trying to do something, and unfortunately does go down.
And it looks like they weren't pushing in together because you saw two frontliners go together and the other two players stuck by themselves. But the Boston Squid Party does manage to get their pick with their Tetras. They're going to continue fighting the zone. If they can get another pick, that's going to be crucial. They do go down. However, that does stall out the zone a little bit.
Yeah, it stalled the zone, but looks like no one else is going to be able to come forward as a pro on this top mid. Trying to do something here. She's a Hydra. Hydra does drop. It does go down. 2 down for both sides. As looks like it's not saying the side of Splatalot. No. Boston Squid Party does get 3 down. That's going to be Boston Squid Party with the zone.
Yeah, through a really scrappy mid fight with trades left and right, they were able to get the zone. Looks like this Tetras definitely get the pick on the Tetras. Splatalot A has 3 specials waiting, but they're still waiting for their Tetras. They were able to stagger them, and the splash goes down. They use their 3 specials, but Boston Squid Party is still holding it down. It looks like they might be able to hold it for the rest of the lead.
Yeah, they're holding it down for a little bit. Looks like the Splatalot's trying to just bomb rush the zone here. As Tetras is the last one alive, and they do go down. And Splatalot will take control of the zone to work through their penalty.
Yeah, and even though Boston Squid Party did a pretty decent job of holding down the zone, they weren't able to fight the 3 players that dropped down from Splatalot A's plat, and they just weren't able to counter that. The Tetras does get the pick on the K-Pro. That's gonna be 1 down. They're starting their push back into zone.
Oh, there's just almost trying to get another pick. He does get another pick. The Tetras is dancing around. They do get zoned now.
Yeah, and it looks like the Tetras continue to pressure the plat. Gets another. Almost gets the
their
third.
need a way in.
Pushing up even further. It looks like they're able to stagger them really hard, and even though they go 2 down, they still have that Hydra and Flingza to hold the zone. That being said, Splatalot A is able to rush.
Yeah, the Flingza is the.
Sorry.
Looks like Splatalot is just trying to hold down mid here. And they're doing a really good job of it, actually.
Yeah, we do see that Bomber's coming out. And Tetras is fighting. It's a 3v3 in mid right now. 1 goes down, and that's going to be Boston Squid Party getting the advantage. And they're going to keep being able to hold zone. They might be able to get lead here because they have a small penalty and only 12 points away for lead.
Yeah, they are very close to the lead here. And Boston Squid Party, they do get rid of their penalty. Do go down, unfortunate.
Yeah, and that's going to be Splatalot. They take back mid again. And they're going to use 2 specials to lock Boston Squid Party out. However, the Tetras does, or the K-Pro does go down. The splash is trapped in a precarious situation. Another goes down, and they get the splash on cancel on Tetras. 20 points left on the counter. Boston Squid Party is going to need to make something really, really quick.
Unfortunate, that is going to be the game and the set. Splatalot with the 3-0.
That was a really great set. Even though Splatalot A won 3-0, we were able to see a lot of back and forth action and a lot of really interesting gameplay. Boston Squid Card did change their comp up a little bit to counter Splatalot A's, and it did work for quite a while.
Yeah, it was a very, very back and forth set. And this set could have easily gone the other way. But luckily, Splatalot A will take the victory and will take the 3-0 in round 2.
I am Squirrel with Milk. This has been round 2 of LSL 20. We'll be going into round 3 next, but we'll be taking a short break. See you then.
See ya.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Little Squid League 20. This is round 3 of Swiss, and up here we've got Shadow Squids and Rolling Squids, and I am joined here by Fusion.
Hey there, Nox. Yeah, we've got a round 3 of LSL Shadow Squids versus a Rolling Squids. We'll see who gets to keep the last name. I've seen Rolling Squids a decent bit. Are you familiar with Shadow Squids at all?
I am not. Apparently this is their LSL debut, which it's awesome to see. Always great to see new blood coming into the scene, and Rolling Squids got 4th in the LSL 17, so it's exciting to see them coming back at this again, trying again to get this win, this time for, hopefully, if they can make it happen, a pretty good prize.
Indeed. So, yeah, we get to see the maps that we've got going on for this set. Looks like we'll be starting on Clamblitz Makomart. This is some map. This is God. Clams are gonna go flying. Pushes go back and forth so quickly.
Absolutely.
This is a bloodbath.
It is. It's such a fast-paced map where a score can just go down to 0. I've seen 100-0 games on this map more times than you would expect.
Definitely. So we also are going to be taking a trip to Manta Maria Tower and Sturgeon Rainmaker. But before any of that happens, we're going to hop right into this game. Shadow Squids versus Rolling Squids. What have we got on both sides? We got the 96 gal, and we've got the Explo along with the Squeezer coming out on the other. I am a big Explo fan. How do you feel about the controversy in here?
They're all pretty interesting, actually. You don't see double splatter shot anymore very often. 96 Deco is always a fun weapon to see. I, of course, love seeing the Junior coming out. And Squeezer and Explo is such a cool combo because their numbers bounce off of each other so well. We do see the Squeezer already going down here from Rolling Squids, as that 96 gal is just getting a lot of control in mid, but nobody really well, and actually, Shadow Squids has enough paint to really start, enough clams to really start making a push here.
Yeah, you can kind of see them all swarming around mid. They're waiting for some specials, but it looks like Rolling Squids are going to be the ones who pop out or grab some specials first. But it looks like the playing the waiting game's working out for Shadow Squids. They get a pick in pretty early. Now the junior over on that stack going to be basically uncontested to throw this ball in. They're going to get that score. They're going to have to back up. There's a bunch more clams coming in, but there's actually 3 down now on the side of Rolling Squids. So this push is just totally open for Shadow Squids. They've just done such a great job clearing out the entire top level there. Like, look at that.
And there's some very convenient clam spawns for them, but they're not quite able to take advantage of them as 96 Gal dropped down to help the junior out in a fight there. As this splash is really getting mid control here. Interesting to note that it's a vanilla splash and not a neo splash, allowing for that mist and inkjet, probably trying to neutralize that block jump that people love to do on this map.
Yeah, that's absolutely something that could be used there. The mist is just going to be a really nice way to keep people off the stacks. And yeah, some nice team up there from Hume and another member of the Rolling Squids. Here they come. No power clams online yet, but they have 17 clams on the board. They've got 9 on one of the members. Looks like they're ready to make a push here. They do manage to get the power clam, and Toasty turning around, getting a very important big. That was really, so they're going to be able to take the timer all the way down to 68. The baller is going to allow the Explo to get out. But pretty good push. Not quite enough for the lead yet, but Rolling Squids is back in the game.
They are, and they do still have that pity clam ready to go, although their zap does go down. Always rough to lose your armor, especially in a missileless comp, where you just really need it to try and get those picks and get in, especially against an all-shooters comp like Shadow Squids is running.
Yeah, I really want to see Illis over on that right stack trying to get some bubbles going. I think people tend to force bubbles into mid to try and get a push there, but I think it's really valuable when you can just toss the bubbles above people's heads and drop them on them. But as I'm saying that, they back up on the left side.
They popped armor, they popped missiles, and now they are getting that splash down out to stay alive. They managed to take out that splash. They have so much map control, and if they get this pity, and they're done. But they do miss. Oh, they fix. Really great map control shown there out of Shadow Squids. A lot of space taken, and they just did a great job utilizing their specials at the right times and pairing them correctly, which is something you don't always see in a tournament like LSL.
Yeah, I mean, and this is Shadow Squid's LSL debut, and that's a strong showing. Rolling Squid's been here for a while. That was a pretty dominant game of Clam Blitz on the Mako Mart. We kind of talked about how big pushes happen really quick there, and that's exactly what Shadow Squid's managed to pull off.
It absolutely is. Next up, we're going on to TC Manta Maria. Fusion, any thoughts on this map?
TC Manta. Let me see. So Shadow Squids was the one running the double shot, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised to see something like that out of them again because Inkjet's so good on this map.
Definitely. Inkjet's going to be very good in that street you're seeing right there where the tower runs through. You can Inkjet right over that wall. I think a lot of the time those kind of short-range weapons are going to be really good at fighting for that street, which is probably the most important area in tower control. Explo, not exactly the pick you want here on tower control, I'd think. But it seems like Shadow Squids isn't contesting long range at all. So if Rolling Squids is able to pull out something that can just shut them down from this.
I do believe they have a player that can play Splatlings. I don't know if they're playing today, though.
I think that would definitely be interesting if they are here.
Heavy Remix on this map is just so strong.
Definitely, yeah. A remix with the Booyah to stall, though.
You're seeing E-Leader come out.
E-Leader, but it's actually on the side of Shadow Squids.
It is.
They
definitely
are
opening up a lot of space for them. Not a respawn Punisher E-Leader, which is interesting to note because that is what you usually see. We are seeing intense missile spam out of Rolling Squids there with that Jet Sculpture running so much special charge. K-Pro already down to something. And that is 2 down on Rolling Squids as the junior is getting on this tower here. They're trying to clear out that left area. One jumps out, and this should be a pretty strong opening push out of Shadow Squids.
Yeah, look at that. They've already cleared out that left side. Those missiles are going down. They do seem to back up a little bit as a little bit of pressure comes out on the tower. The inkjet comes out really early, I think. You can kind of see, yep, Rolling Squids coming in from that flank, from that left side. They didn't get up into that left, but Fantasy got such a nice pick. And look at them. They know Toasty's there. They're trying to get the pick on Toasty, and as they say that the tower rolls into the second checkpoint, they're not going to be able to take it further just yet, but a really good push. Oh, and as I say that, here they go. They hop back on the tower. They managed to just outlast Rolling Squids there.
Absolutely. And the E-Leader is set up in a really strong position. They're getting an incredible pick on the Zap, neutralizing any armor for any push they have. Putting a lot of pressure on the Splash Dramatic here with this Inkjet. Not quite able to find the pick, but really delaying their ability to interfere with the push. Splash is pushing up on that E-Leader, trying to get the pick, not quite able to find it yet. Switch to tower, manages to get that pick. We do see the Jet Squelcher, I believe, all the way up in their base.
Yeah, I mean, that area on the grates is like super strong if you're a long-range weapon. You got to be super bold and, you know, it's pretty skilled to pull that off. But whenever people are able to do that, it's pretty crazy.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
You're
very
seeing
nice.
a great trade there out of Toasty, although it does mean that they're not going to have armor to try and get back into mid with, but it seems like they won't have too much of an issue, I say, as the E-Leader gets another great pick. The E-Leader's just doing a great job here of holding really strong angles where they're very hard to take out. I don't think they've gone down yet this game.
Yeah, just E-Leader, just such a strong weapon if you're able to stay alive. But as we were talking about that, a really nice triple coming out from that T-Tech, and that's going to let the tower continue to move. These missiles don't really do too much on tower control. When you missile the tower, they all end up behind it if it keeps moving. So, yep, they break that third checkpoint. And look, dude, look at all these jumps. So many jumps in and out.
Yeah, we are seeing a lot of really good jumps there out of Shadow Squids. We are seeing Rolling Squids coming back into mid here, trying to regain some advantage. They have more map control. Zap has armor ready. They're probably trying to hold it for missiles. Zap needs to hold back here for a second. They're managing to get some paint down. They can try and make a good push out of this. They have enough specials. This could turn into something for them. They do need to make an incredible push, though, because Shadow Squids has made it through all 3 checkpoints on this map.
Yeah.
Which is not an easy feat.
Definitely very difficult to pull that off. But the first thing they're going to need to do is push ahead of that tower. You can kind of see they're trying to move the tower without, you know, clearing out the area in front before. So here we go. The missile is a very nice flank. That's a really good spot for them to be. Rolling Squids trying to make something happen. The K-Pro still on the flank, but now they're getting triple teamed, and they make the smart decision to jump out. They weren't able to make something happen just quick enough. So with a person down, they're going to have to take their time to, you know, get their footing again.
We see this Jet Squelcher using missiles at a bit of a strange time, not really pairing it with any other specials, just clearing some space, but that's not doing a ton for them as the Splash goes down and now the Pro's down. And the E-Leader is back on that back in one of those very strong positions for it on this map, and it's just going to be so hard to get them out of there.
Yeah. E-Leader staring down this entire middle of the map, and it seems like Rolling Squids just isn't able to contest it. 3 down on the Rolling Squids. Shadow Squids in a very dominant position. Oh, this E-Leader's in a... Yep. This is a very bold position for the Charger to be. And here goes Random.
It works out so well if you hit your shots.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Random trying to hold this position a little bit longer. The tower is just going to continue moving. 11's not a good enough push for the Shadow Squids. They're going to try for the knockout. There's 2 members there. The Jet Squelcher is able to get a pick. Fantasy does get that trade, though. And that's going to be the game.
Yeah. Really, once again, just great coordination out of Shadow Squids, especially with those jumps in and out. They were doing so well, bouncing off of each other and knowing when they needed to get out of situations, which is such an important skill.
Definitely. I mean, man, Shadow Squids is coming out strong here. It feels like they're moving together as a team, and they're able to take the important positions on the map when they need to.
They know their positioning really well. They know they seem to know how each other play really well for this being their first time that I've ever seen them in a tournament.
Absolutely.
And next up, we've got Sturgeon Rainmaker. I would not be surprised to see that V-Splash coming back out of Rolling Squids here, just so that they can miss those blocks and prevent right path.
Yeah, that's definitely a strong option here. I think there's a lot of weapons that can kind of guard that top right side pretty well. So we'll see if any of those come out. But yeah, Shadow Squids is going to take this set, but again, it is play all 3. So we're going to see if Rolling Squids is able to get on the board, and that would help them in the rankings overall.
Yes, absolutely, which is really useful in a tournament like this, where you're just trying to make top cut for the next day.
Definitely. Okay, all right. Where do you like to push on this map?
I generally like to try and push through, not jump. I think jump is just so finicky and unreliable. And if anything goes wrong on it, there's no recovering the push. You're just done.
That's true. Yeah, it's definitely very difficult to, try and make that jump. You need to have like no one there. If anyone's chilling on the snipe, they can stop you. But you are
well, and especially against a team that might run mist. Like if the mist player's up, you can't make the jump. It's just not an option. I think trying to push through wall or even through the uninkable area is just a little bit more consistent and reliable if you're getting the picks and specials you need.
Definitely. Here we go. Rainmaker on Sturgeon Shipyard. Shadow Squids v Rolling Squids. Game 3. We see Random flexing over to that Splatterscope, and we actually see Yum on the Splatterscope on the other side as well. So Charger Duel, not the most common thing to see nowadays, but
no,
I'm
something
always
I
here
always
for
love to see.
I'm always here for it.
Yeah, I started playing and watching during Charger meta, so it's always one of my favorites. And we are seeing this T-Tech really pushing up here, taking advantage of the fact that they got an opening pick. Zap going down here. Charger managing to jump out, but this is going to open up a lot of space for Shadow Squids as they're pushing in through that jump path that we've been talking about, as we see Rolling Squids playing without that mist that they've been liking so much.
Yeah,
and they go
know.
through the jump push.
They know. They have
know.
information. Yep, they drop it all the way down to 36. Very smart idea there. I think that's what you want to do if you take that top left push. So it's very difficult. Yeah. It gives you those extra points really quickly without having to, clear out their entire spot.
Yes, absolutely. And we are seeing Rolling Squids here regaining some ground, painting over everything, making sure that there's not going to be any easy, sneaky flanks that they won't notice. We're seeing them get some special readies. Great pick there out of Random onto the Rolling Squids Charger, as they're just taking up so much space and giving Rolling Squids no space to work with. Inkjet coming out to try and delay this push, and might be able to just due to the high ground, but the Rainmaker making a great choice in rotating over to right.
Yeah. And here we go again. Shadow Squids on top, in control of this push here. One member does go down, but his Rainmakers in a very strong position. They're able to stall just as long as they need to, but who needs to stall when you could just sneak in right between everyone's fire and take it all the way down to 14. That's a very nice push.
It is. That's a hard push to beat on this map.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to contest that.
Rolling Squids will essentially probably need 2 near wipes to have a good chance at that. They do have a lot of specials ready right now. Will be nice to see those coming out. We are seeing armor popped. Inkjet will get popped here. And we are seeing that Firefin holding that suction bomb rush, probably wanting to use it to pop the Rainmaker here, although the K-shot has already gone down as the Inkjet was focusing that Charger. Not quite able to find the pick and picked off as they land.
Yeah, and again, Shadow Squid's just in control. The Charger is still in snipe there, but that's a position that's going to be very hard to hold. The Charger is going to end up backing off, and Shadow Squid's going to get a push going again.
Great
Not in a very awkward position. Yep, the Ray and the Rainmaker take it out.
And we are seeing them just being able to hold this area. They don't really need to push aggressively. They're kind of right and just stalling here. They don't need to make anything huge happen. Just having the Rainmaker and pushing it all is preventing Rolling Squids from being able to make anything happen.
Yeah, that is 3 down, though, on the side of Shadow Squids. This the K-Shot in mid is going to give jumps in, so Shadow Squids is going to be able to kind of hold their ground a little bit better. Yeah, look already back on the offensive. It doesn't look like they're going to be going for a grab, but it looks like they're certainly going to be holding as far up as Rolling Squids will let them, and that's going to mean they're going to be able to paint into the enemy base and slow down pushes before they even happen.
Absolutely, and we are seeing a flank coming out here. They're sharking, they're just waiting for somebody to drop, and they do find a pick out of it. T-Tech really just saying, no, Nautilus, I don't think you get to go into mid right now. Thanks.
Yeah, here we go. Rolling Squids does seem to have an opportunity for a push, but that T-Tech going down really early is going to mean that they're going to have to back up a bit. They do get a nice counter pick onto Shadow Squids, and Fantasy gonna just shut it down before it even begins. 2 picks. They're trying to escape. They don't quite get the third. K9 is going to be able to survive, but again, Shadow Squids has the most members up, so they're just still in total control of this situation.
They've had control of this early game. It's never been really challenged for longer than just a few seconds, and even then they've been able to immediately come back. They've had specials, or they've just managed to find picks without them. They haven't needed to entirely rely on specials, which is something that you don't see a ton of right now.
Yeah, here we go. Another inkjet comes out from the rolling squids there, and I feel like it's gotten sniped out of the air every single time. That time might have been by the Rainmaker.
I believe it. Yeah.
What?
We are seeing this junior here in mid just painting, getting that armor that'll help their teammates out, holding it for a good moment, which is always nice to see. They're not just instantly popping it. Inkjet coming out again, down again. We do see missiles coming out from the side of rolling squids. We see that bomb rush ready, but it's just not going to be enough probably. They only have 30 seconds and they need to get a push, and they haven't even managed to get to 99.
Yeah, I mean, they have not even touched the Rainmaker. Like, this Charger in the pit here is having such a difficult time. We saw the other Charger on the other side come out and pressure Yum while they're just kind of stuck there. And
yeah, good pop there out of Yum. They aren't able to grab in time. Just a really great show of dominance that set from Shadow Squids, just maintaining control.
Yeah, wow. I mean, they just kept consistently getting picks when it mattered and holding that middle of the map. There was like not a situation where they all went down at once. You could kind of see that they were aware of each other, and one of them backed up when they went 3 down, and that let them get jumps back in, and that's exactly what you want to see. So this is some really, really great coordination coming out from Shadow Squids in their debut at LSL.
Absolutely. It was a great set to watch. Just very dominant out of Shadow Squids. They knew what their plan was. They knew what their weapons did. And it was interesting to see that Charger player playing 96 gal in the Clan Blitz game, because that's something that you do see a lot of from Chargers over time. They don't love it in Clan Blitz, but they'll happily switch to it for all the other modes.
Alrighty.
Yeah, what a great set. Very excited to see what Shadow Squids do for the rest of the tournaments, because Rolling Squids is not an easy team to do that to.
Yeah. Let me take a look at the standings really quick. Yeah, it does look like Shadow Squids is indeed 3-0. So they
I would expect that out of that, yeah.
Yeah, they take out Rolling Squids and knock them down to 2-1. Both teams are still in a really strong position for making it. It's a top cut tomorrow.
Absolutely. And maybe Rolling Squids is just having a bit of an off day. You never know. Maybe they were missing a player they thought they'd have, and it's just a little bit more frantic than they thought it would be. That will be it for this round. We will be back in a few minutes with round 4 of Swiss for LSL 20. Hi everybody, and welcome back to LSL 20. This is round 4 of Swiss, and this round we've got Cephalosouls versus Sunken Scrolls, and I am joined here by Fusion.
Hello, welcome back to LSL. We have another duel of the names. This time we got Souls versus Scrolls. And I'm not very familiar with either of these teams. Our Bamboo player doesn't use MPU. This is Cephalosouls' debut in LSL as well. We'll see if they can come up with a strong start. And Sunken Scrolls enjoys winning, which is that's pretty relatable.
Yeah. And it is both teams' LSL debut, which is exciting to see. I don't know anything about either of these teams since they are both debuting. I have not seen them in any other tournaments. Very excited to see what weapons they play. Very excited to see what they bring out. We are starting here on Piranha Pit Splat Zones. Anything you'd want to see on this map, Fusion?
Man, this map's gigantic. Something long range I think would be pretty awesome. Whether it be some kind of splatling, a charger,
probably a bamboo.
Bamboo, it sounds like. Yeah. I mean, it does seem like we're going to be seeing a bamboo based on those notes that we saw. But again, this map is gigantic, so anything that can just kind of puke out paint is going to be pretty valuable. And
I do find Junior pretty fun on this map.
Junior
because you can just bomb out so many spaces on it. You also will find that a lot of this map doesn't get used. Useless is called useless for a reason. There's a reason we have a call out for that, and it's just probably probably, to be honest, about a third, at least a third of the map just typically doesn't get used much during a match. It might get painted some for special, but that's really about it.
Yeah. So actually, we're going to be hopping right into it here, and we're going to be seeing a Hydra Splatling coming out from
The
Ashik.
C Junior.
And an Explo on the other side. So no bamboo.
Coming out.
We are the ones who got bamboozled, but we got Kunder, C Junior, Hydra, a lot of fun stuff. And we do see the
that Kunder is going to have a rough time against the Hydra. It gets shredded instantly.
Yeah, the Kunder's definitely going to try and be spending the majority of their time just like painting for armor and trying to single out other members. But like against Sploosh, against K-Shot, those they both got bombs that can kind of delete the shield. Here comes the hammer coming out from this Sploosh again. They're trying to get the pick, don't quite get the kill with the hammer. But either way, Cephalosouls off to a good start, but it looks like they're actually going to be on the back foot here.
Yes, and we are seeing this Kunder doing a great job of poking with those torpedoes, knowing when to use their shield against the shooters coming out. I actually really like seeing the Kunder and the K-Sheen. I think if they paired up, they could do really well together. Love seeing the Kunder moving smartly away from that Hydra. Not a lot they can do against them. Sadly, do go down to that Sploosh. Splashdown coming out from the K-Sheen. Neutral in zone, not quite able to do a ton with that, though, as the Explo and Brush are forced to back up. And the Brush doing a great job here of just evading the Sploosh.
Oh my god, just look at this ink brush go. The brush is just dashing all over the map and staying alive. And that's exactly what ink brush does best. I think that the brush combo with the machine and Explo is really good. Brush wants you to kind of stare at it, and Explo and machine both want to punish people who are just barely too close or barely... you know, in a position. So I think that's a really good combo. Sploosh not quite able to get a pick. They're going to find themselves in a duel with the Kunder, and they're going to come out on top. And Cephalosouls is just continuing to hold down the middle of the map here really well.
K-Sheen has Splashdown ready, which this is one of the few maps where it's actually pretty useful on. It's really good at neutraling zones here, and it's very, very efficient. They're doing a great job of spamming those fizzy bombs right now, just maintaining that space control.
You can see it. You can see it in Inka's like eyes and movement. They want to do. Yep, they want to do exactly that. You can see them. They were sitting still there. They're like, I want to do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna jump and
the brush
splash down.
in.
They do.
Brush does go down there. Hydra just doing a great job holding the space. Does have to back up a little bit from the Explo, but not having to respect it too much because they do outrange it. Explo goes down. There are only 12 ticks left on this clock, and they can probably just hold this. Kunder getting a great pick there on the K-Shot probably won't be enough. Fizzy's not quite able to neutral the zone. Good attempts at getting back in from Sunken Scrolls, but Cephalosouls just had such a great lockout comp for that map, which is what you really want to see there.
Yeah, Sunken Scrolls did their best trying to capture that zone again, but you could kind of see they splashed down that zone one at a time. They splashed down the left zone, and then later they did it again. So you can kind of see, despite the fact that they got picks and they got a ton of paint, because they did it at different times, they didn't end up actually, adding the penalty.
That is one of the big struggles with Piranha Pit zones.
Yeah, it's hard to take both zones at once, and that kind of like coordination that you might see is really valuable for getting your team extra time.
Absolutely. And next up we are going to Clamblitz Snapper Canal, which is always a hard map to push in on also. Another map where range is so favorable, and you can definitely see a use of Ray here, even in Clamblitz.
All right, I hope we see the bamboo here. Otherwise,
it is a great bamboo map. Yeah. I would love to see the Toxic Mist bamboo actually come out here. It's so great at locking down that street and that jump.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even the bubble one's really good. Bubble's great for pushing up the street in Clamblitz, and
absolutely.
Excuse me. So I think Ink Brush as well here could be a pretty nice pick.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. I think on this map, Ink Brush would make such a good distraction. I would be surprised to see the Kunder come back out here. I think this is a very rough map for it, but maybe it's what they like to focus on. K-Sheen's pretty strong here just because of how many ledges and stuff there are.
Yeah, I mean, similar comps I think would work really well.
Absolutely. And we are seeing that Hydra come back out of Cephalosouls, and out of Sunken Scrolls we are seeing, I think, the exact same comp. No, there are now there's now a K-shot and splat dualies, which is very interesting to see. Not weapons you see a lot, but also got to point out here, the K-sheen is running thermal ink. Not something you see from them very often because indirects don't get you thermal. They do sadly go down to that Hydra as the K-shot is pushing into that street. And the Junior over here is just getting that armor, working on building a power, and it is only the Kunder left. They can make a huge push here. Kunder can't solo defend that.
Yeah, Cephalosouls has a ton of clams. They do get that power clam in. They bring it all the way down to 60, and nearly instantly the missile's stalling for even longer in the snipe. They're just trying to get as many clams in as they can. They bring it down to 35. Thankfully, though, Sunken Scrolls is going to be able to stay alive for the most part, but the Hydra's doing their best to try and hold down that middle area. So really strong start coming out here from Cephalosouls.
Absolutely. We are seeing Strike here managing to get a pick on this Hydra, which is going to open up a ton of space for them if they manage to stall out this power clam. Interesting to note that it is a C Junior with that power clam, not a weapon we see very often in comp. I think it does have its niche potential. I wouldn't say that this is my favorite map for it, but it seems to be working out for them.
Yeah, I mean, the rain machine is, sorry, well, no, you know what I mean. You know what I mean when I say that. It just it pumps out rains
like nothing else.
Like it's Florida or something. Yeah, and here we go.
Just the Kunder left again.
Yeah, wow, we weren't even paying.
What?
Goodness, that happened so fast.
It does. It did. It really shows that while I think Kunder is an underrated weapon. I think it has a lot of potential, but it really needs partners to move up, and I don't think they're really utilizing that to the fullest of its ability. I think that if that Kunder was pairing up with that K-sheen more, they'd be able to move in a lot more aggressively and get a lot more use out of everything. But we were seeing great special use there out of Cephalosouls, and we were seeing them just really know that they had the map. They knew what they needed to do. They got the picks they needed. They used specials to get them, and then they just went in and used the clams they had gathered while they were building specials. That's what you want to see in a Clam Blitz game.
Yeah, and you can kind of see the way they pushed. They didn't just come all through that middle area. They came from both sides, some from the left, some from the right. Once they got a couple of picks, they found it open, and you know, when you have people coming from both sides, it's difficult. It's much more difficult to defend.
Absolutely. Next up, we've got TC Ancho, a classic map mode, something that we've definitely seen a lot throughout Splatoon's lifespan and just about every tournament I can remember.
Yeah. Interesting. So we do see TC Ancho. I think this is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like tower control is really good for like that Hydra splat. Like,
I would agree,
if we do see that again. You know, the Hydra doesn't love to move, but the tower does all the hard work for it.
Absolutely. Definitely could see that. Definitely would expect that Hydra to be coming back. The Kunder could do well here. It's just, once again, if you're not moving correctly with Kunder, it's such a punishing weapon. And Kunder against Hydra is just a pairing that I'm not a fan of. It's always rough because Splatlings just to look at your shield and go, oh, that's a good joke. That's a good joke you've told.
Yeah, they just continually fire, and Kunder really needs to do their best to kind of hide. I feel like Kunder may not be the best weapon to kind of just like play from the tower, despite the fact that it is Umbrella.
Yes, I would absolutely agree with that sentiment. I don't think Kunder's the best tower rider, but I don't know who else from their comp they'd really put on it other than maybe the K-shot. But we are going into Ancho TC here. Cephalosouls versus Sunken Scrolls in round 4 of Swiss. And we are seeing that Hydra come back. We are seeing Pro, which is great for that Booyah Bomb at the end of the game. And we are seeing a Rapid, which should do a good job at poking that Hydra. Between all of those torps, they should be able to... That is an all Kensa comp.
Yo, we love to see that.
We do love to see it. I think this comp might struggle a little bit with paint, but I think that was a weird suction bomb. But I think the torps and I think all of the pressure the Rapid can apply should make the Hydra's life a bit harder, which is something we definitely want to see. The Hydra's been able to just maintain so much control. Good attempt at jumping out there from the K-shot. Unfortunate that it called out so well. Rapid applying a lot of pressure, so is the K-sheen. They don't have a lot of map control, but that matters a little bit less in TC than other modes. And they do have Cephalosouls all wrapped up into that corner, enabling them to hopefully get a couple picks. It is a 3v3 right now, which is the best opening we've seen from them so far. And we are seeing a very good splashdown here, not quite able to find any picks. And the K-sheen doesn't seem to quite react to that K-Pro in time, but does manage to get out. Junior is down there trying to push this tower, not quite able to find the opening they need to yet.
Yeah, you can definitely see how they're all trapped in that corner there. Sunken Scrolls spread all across this middle area here, and that just means Cephalosouls is having such a hard time of getting out of that area there. So, yep, they try and challenge the Hydra, though. They kind of fall for the bait. They just kind of needed to be a little bit more patient in that situation, and could have worked out. There. Yeah, really good pick. The Keishin going for another very nice direct onto the Hydra.
And that is just a junior, and they should be able to at least push the junior out of the way. It is a junior. As much as I love my main, it's not the best defensively.
As you say that, the junior ends up winning that situation.
Rapid doing a great job here of holding that angle, does unfortunately get taken out, but it looks like the Kunder managed to get out okay, which should allow them to have that armor ready. They're probably working on those missiles. And we are seeing more of a fight out of Sunken Scrolls here than we did in the past few maps. Maybe they just feel more comfortable on TC. Junior pushing up pretty far here, getting pushed back by the K-shot some. Good use of rain there, really stalling out that area, chipping off that armor, which is going to be very annoying.
Yeah, Cephalosouls just moving all the way up into this office here, yet the Kunder trying to do their best to kill, but Undercover does seem to have a hard time sometimes doing that. Yeah, this junior's doing their best, and that's going to allow the tower to just continue rolling because that pains it puts out is just really consistent. The Rapid is going to be able to get a nice
just the K-Pro left and forced to back up into mid. If Sunken Scrolls here is able to move back up into mid and reclaim enough map control, they should have an easy enough time of at least trying to make another push. As I say that, though, the K-Shot does go down, which is their main pain. Rapid doing a good job here of poking from a pretty safe position, not able to do a ton else. Waiting for those missiles, waiting for that armor. They do kind of lack a bit of aggression, but if they can make this work, it is fully doable.
Yeah, something I love doing with Rapid is getting onto the enemy fan and then kind of just like hiding behind the fan. You use the actual fan itself as cover, and you can shoot and kind of poke at the enemy's plat. So I think I would love to see the Rapid do that because you kind of see the Hydra was just chilling on the plat and didn't really have anything stopping it from just kind of hanging out there. And I think that's exactly what Rapid needs to do. Rapid or Machine.
Yes, Booyah Bomb coming out at a bit of an interesting time here, applying a bit of pressure, but not really in conjunction with any other specials. Didn't clear a ton of space for them even. Baller coming out from this Rapid just to stay alive. Seems to be applying some pressure. Probably going to go down to this junior, though, or about a million other things that are there. Keishin doing a great job raining down fire from this area. Choosing to drop, which is a bit surprising. That splashdown was a little bit awkward for everybody involved. Worked out for him, though. Keishin's doing a better job of trying to pair up with teammates right now, able to find a good pick. Kunder forced to back up a little bit as they wait for that Keishin to respawn.
Yep.
Kunder getting on this tower.
That Hydra's still in a very problematic position. You can kind of see.
Absolutely.
Yep. They're trying to find a way to deal with it, and the way you deal with that is not by coming up from.
Not by rushing it. Yeah.
Yeah. You can see like this big exactly where the Hydra. Oh. Look at Ashik. Ashik's doing. Just mowing down members of the Sunken Scrolls here. They've been doing that the entire set.
Ashik is just having to do a lot here, and I mean, they're not having to. They are just doing a lot here, and they're making it work really well. It does seem like the junior has DC'd, though, and there's so little time left that they're just going to have to hold this. They should be able to with that Hydra as long as they play it safe and smart. They've got a Booyah Bomb that they can get ready. They could still easily win this game. But we are going to... Oh, never mind. I'm just losing my mind, and it just looked like the junior DC. Never mind. That's my bad. Baller came out there from the Rapid. They're trying to find some space. They're not quite able to find it. They get flanked. And we are seeing Cephalosouls here on this tower as they force Sunken Scrolls to try and get in, and they just can't quite do it. We did see a much better showing out of Sunken Scrolls that game, though.
Yeah. Definitely had a much closer kind of match in mid. They were definitely fighting a lot better for... the mid control in that game. But Cephalosouls was the ones that ended up kind of, taking those advantages and making the most out of them.
Absolutely. We definitely saw really great we definitely saw more special coordination out of Cephalosouls and Sunken Scrolls. Sunken Scrolls just kept staggering in kind of one at a time and not getting the specials they needed to really contest anything.
And that's going to be it for the set, though. Cephalosouls coming out with a strong 3-0 showing.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Really great gameplay out of them. Always fun to see a Hydra and a C Junior, not weapons you see a ton of. and they did a great job using those weapons in conjunction with each other and just taking up a lot of space and getting the picks they needed.
Definitely. Especially, I think that Clan Blitz game, as you can kind of see, was just a really strong overall showing from them. They pushed together multiple times and were able to just make some big pushes happen, you know. Kind of the plans just like all came together.
Absolutely. They definitely knew where they wanted to be. They knew where they wanted to set up, and they did a good job of dealing with comps that you don't see a lot of. Like, Thunder can be a hard weapon to deal with if you don't know how to, and they did a good job of understanding how to deal with it. And that is round 4 of Swiss done for LSL 20. Make sure you tune back in for round 5. I have been Nox.
And I'm Fusion. Thank you for watching LSL, and I think that's going to be the end of our commentary block. So thank you guys. You got 2 more awesome commentators coming up. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, welcome back to LSL 20. I'm Shiro, and I'm here with my co-host Ike, and we're going to be commentating for round 5.
Yep, we got 5 Cheese Toast and Dripless. First game, Rainmaker Humpback. Probably going to see a Tri-Slosher, I hope so. And, Bloblobber. Missiles, K-Shot, Brush. Ooh, the Brush! I'm excited for the Brush play.
Oh my goodness! So 5 Cheese Toast on the green side there, where they got the N-Zap, the Bloblobber, the C-Jet, I think, and the K-Shot. And on the side of Dripless, one already down, this Neo Splash. Then we got the Kenza Brush and the K-Shot, as well as the Hero Dualies.
And it looks like it might be going for a little bit of a missile spam on 5 Cheese Toast side. They do have the range advantage, and I'm curious to see how the Brush deals with that Bloblobber. Usually that's a pretty good counter for Octobrush.
I agree. Oh my goodness, nice little pick there with the fall-off damage for the Splash, taking out the Hero Dualies, I suppose. Yeah, I want to see how this Brush is going to play too, because you would hope that, you know, the Brush is going to get in there and kind of make a mess and not let the Rainmaker push too far, but that doesn't seem to be a problem for 5 Cheese Toast. They're pushing as hard as they can, Hammer coming out to counteract that, but it doesn't stop the Rainmaker.
And unfortunately for Dripless, it looks like the backline... Oh, wait, what?
I don't know if that was a DC or just kind of maybe they had to stop and sneeze. You never know what happened. Just admiring the view. That ends up on the side of 5 Cheese, just kind of sitting there and watching the gameplay for a second. I don't know. Maybe the anticipation got to him. But it gave Dripless the chance to take the Rainmaker back for themselves, and they're already mounting their own counter-offensive. Missiles falling every second.
Yeah, 15 is a pretty good push for you, especially for 5 Cheese Toast, considering they have the Stingray for GG. So, double!
That was awesome. I want to talk about that. That was so great, dude. Honestly, letting 5 Cheese Toast bring out, you know, the highlight of a Rainmaker match, which would be, you know, the GG Ray, and just having those missiles come out to kind of body block and let that Ray live for so much longer. That was an excellent pick for 5 Cheese, dude.
Yeah, and I don't think we could see it on camera, but I think that, oh my god, get him, Zap. Holy smokes. I think the Zap and the Blob went for a flank around the elbow. That was pretty good. Pretty smart there.
Honestly, that was a great thing to see. 5 Cheese really holding it down there. And Dripless once again had the Rainmaker, but they let it go real quick. This is the Zap? Yeah, the Zap. The Zap is not letting anything get past it.
Is freaking top fragging frontline. Let's go.
There's the Brush looking for a kill on that Blob, just like you said. They managed to get it.
Good pick.
And that puts Dripless up 4-3 in possession, pushing forward. 2 going around behind him, though, on 5 Cheese.
Oh, the missiles. Oh, man, if they could have gotten someone in front of that Rainmaker, I think 5 Cheese Toast was a little bit out of position there.
I guess
they could have had some big points, but...
But these 5 Cheese Toasts are just stacking on the layers, of all the offensive they have to offer. Those missiles coming out again, wiping Dripless, and now here they are in a position to get on the offensive.
Oh, we got a sneaky K-Shot. Oh, they got called out. Just the Brush for Dripless here.
And 5 Cheese Toast holding.
The wall, but Weem sees him.
Yeah, so that C-Jet is doing all they can to hold on. There comes another stamp, and that'll clean him up.
Oh no! The stamp went into the Rainmaker, so he picked it up. Oh, that's a bummer.
Yes, another held back on their own side in position of the Rainmaker. I'm not sure how they're going to get out of there. They decide to reset it. So Dripless there, going for a whole reset, hoping maybe in the last 90 seconds they can turn around the match. But 5 Cheese Toast holding on as best as they can, avoiding missiles and really maintaining control. They've done a great job so far of that. Here comes Rain on their side, and so we're going to see what happens next. We got the fully charged GG Ray, and barely a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, and Weem won a huge 1v1 with the K-shot in the corner there that kind of set up this push. If the K-shot for Dripless would have got that, it could have been they could have started to mount a push, but now it's just 5 Cheese Toast to control.
No, honestly,
another short-range kill.
Massacred. Yes, the C-Jet is not backing down. Looking to get another kill on these dualies, possibly. No, we switch to dualies perspective, and they go down to the Rainmaker explosion. Now they're 2 down on the side of Dripless and 3 up on 5 Cheese.
I'm curious if 5 Cheese Toast will start to play a little more defensive here, but it looks like they're just going to try and hold mid. And okay, now they're backing up for that Stingray. I see.
Yeah,
okay.
Honestly, they had great momentum. I didn't think they had much that they had to do. They might have launched that GG Ray a little bit early, because with another 15 seconds on the clock, that could give them the opportunity they need to get one last pop. But with all their members going down, I might have jumped the gun on that call.
And with that C-Jet, they'd probably be able to get another Stingray before the game's over. We'll see.
They're back in the corner, but it doesn't matter because they basically back the other team into the corner score-wise. They take the game.
Bro, the NZAP had 20 and the C-Jet had 19. What is going on? Oh, traditionally not weapons that usually top frag, but holy smokes.
Yeah, not a single tri-slash we saw in that whole game. And it wasn't even the Bloblobber who took, the top shot. Quite literally. It went to the NZAP.
Wow, very impressed.
So that was game 1. It went to 5 Cheese Toast after our Rainmaker extraordinaire. Next, we're going to Skipper Pav, and that's going to be a Splat Zones game. What do you think you're going to see here?
I wonder if instead of C-Jet, they'll run maybe V-Jet here to have missiles plus more missiles plus some toxic miss. I don't know, but I think for Dripless, it's tough. I think they're going to have to figure out a way to deal with the NZAP if they're going to keep playing aggressive like that. And they might want to look at getting just a touch more range.
Yeah, that could make a big difference for them. If Dripless wants to get back into this after watching their gameplay, I'm wondering if maybe they'll try to tighten up as a team a little bit. They played amazing. They got some good picks. And I'm wondering if maybe they were just a little bit staggered in their performance. We kind of saw the Brush, what I thought was a bit of a panic every time they would come out and try to, we have to get them out of their side, we got to get them out of their side. And they would launch the stamp the second they got it, which was great. They cleaned up the area, but I don't know if they were able to take some momentum off of that very well in that first game,
Yeah, that's true. And the hard part with Stamp is if you don't have people painting behind the Stamp to continue maintaining that turf advantage, it kind of just, if it doesn't get a pick, it's just doesn't really do much. And I think that's what happened a couple times in the Elbow when they were on defense. They would get a kill with the Stamp, but then it's still the enemy's paint. And so, 5 Cheese Toast could just sit there and push again.
Honestly, yeah. And if 5 Cheese Toast keeps up their missile spam that they had going for them in the first match, then this is definitely going to be a tough match for Dripless going into it. But I think they'll do pretty well. I'd like to see how they do coming down the choke versus coming down the long side to the middle portion of the map. It's a breakdown of the team. Go ahead, bro.
I wonder if they're going to keep the double missile going or if they're going to switch it up and maybe bring in a Booyah Bomb to try and cap the zone.
Honestly, yeah, K-Pro could be seen. I mean, I know the Gal is getting a lot of hate, but it could very possibly be on either team here. And we're going into the match. Splat Zones. Skipper Pav. Skipper Pavilion for the newcomers. Oh, there's a tri-slot you're waiting for. Match late. We'll see if it's $1 short.
Oh, wow. Luna, K Jr. Oh, I'm excited for the bubbles.
Honestly, me too. I mean, what else could you hope to see? Super aggressive, though, when you really look at their comp. No range going for them at all. They went the entirely opposite direction. And bro,
the Junior's running Respawn Punisher. Let's go.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Dude. I love that pick.
With the K Jr. or the...
Yes.
I missed it. The bubble's already coming out. an extra splashdown. I don't know why that came out so quickly. They already had control, but they're doing great already. Dripless trying to take back a lead after the early lead 5Cheese got, and there it is. They've got lead, and they're just holding the bottom of the middle there.
I like this. I like what Dripless is doing. They said, you know what, last game you guys had the range. We're just going to come in and go full aggro and just hold forward.
Honestly, because with these big walls in the middle of the map, oh my goodness, and
double.
it did not last long. Tri-Slosh just washing out the entire composition, literally getting a triple there. Actually, I don't know if that third kill was theirs, but
what
it
is
was
that?
nice.
Beacon jump. Oh, nice jump. Oh, but they went
Luna
down.
getting in a little bit too far, if you ask me. A bit over their head, and not much to show for it. But I like the tenacity.
And this is what's going to be hard is the blob. If you try to enter through choke, if you're Dripless, that blob is just going to take up that whole space pretty much by itself.
Honestly, yeah, you're getting a lot more drip to handle.
No missiles on their comp too to try and push them. It's going to be.
Oh my goodness.
It's a challenge.
Yeah. Honestly, and we can see this blob blobber knows their way around the stage and around their weapon, just managing to lob blobs over that edge of the map. And they're even though they're in the corner, they thought they were safe, but not so, man.
Oh.
And it's shaping
gonna
up to be a pretty quick match, man. I think. Okay, yeah, that's it. I wasn't even sure how to keep up with how quickly they were just taking control of the map.
Valiant effort from Dripless. I like the comp choice though. Oh yeah, Tri-Slosh are putting in work. I think that was the C-Jet from the first game, wasn't it?
Actually, I wasn't sure.
So.
I did not quite see the members, but they definitely took that victory really quickly. Good job to 5Cheese Toast for taking the set. The Skipper Pavilion Splatzone's game will go to them. And since it's a play all three, we're going to head into match 3 of it's a Clan Blitz match on Inkblot Art Academy, and we're going to see if Dripless can manage to take a game for them. So going into Inkblot, what do you think the highlights are here to see? You think the C-Jet's going to come back? Maybe they'll opt for missiles instead? What do we think?
You know, I don't. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of Jet Squelcher on this map. I think for 5Cheese Toast, I think they're probably better sticking off with the more aggressive comp. They've been doing pretty well with that. I don't know. I would like to see maybe some bubbles, a Booyah Bomb. We haven't seen many of those yet. Rain can do really well here as well. I mean, obviously missiles, armor, you know, the classic stuff, but...
That's true. Yeah, the thing about Inkblot is I think, like, you have to fight to gain control of middle, like to make it across the middle of the map, that epic trudge, right? Getting your lucky picks. And then you almost have to fight a second time to really make it into the base and start your push, you know? I know it's not like that every time, but, you know, for weapons of shorter caliber, I think they're going to have to fight not one, but almost 2 battles just to make a push. Unless, you know, they want to dip in there and get some lucky picks and then run back out. But since Dripless seems to be going with that all guns blazing, short range, hyper offensive comp, we'll see if that works for them here.
I would love to see a baller too. I want to see someone do the baller strat when they super jump to it.
Honestly, that Luna could stick around.
Oh, Carbon?
They opt for a splash and a bit of a longer comp instead. We see the return of the brush. The hero dualies are back. And K-Shot on the side of Dripless, followed by the Vanilla Junior. The Blob is back, and then we have a Roller and the K-Shot on 5Cheese Toast as well. So a lot of missiles headed our way in this match, I hope.
Yeah, and if Dripless can kind of control that Carbon and keep them from having a crazy pop-off game, they have a pretty good shot at winning this just based off comps initially.
I would hope so. I think one of the things that Dripless is going to need to do in order to take a dub, is first of all not get picked off by that Roller. Immediately 5Cheese Toast just launching into their little home alley there and trying to get the clams they need in order to start their push. What I was trying to say was hopefully Dripless is going to hold back their specials and kind of play centered a little more, because it seems like they were ready to launch into battle, and that preemptive strike is what got them stuck in this position.
But K-Shot's trying to flank, decent move, just need the rest of the team to come back and paint up a little bit, and that Carbon still sharking by the basket.
Honestly.
Okay, they finally get it. But they're still down 1.
5Cheese Toast just racking up the points. This is their first push, and they're already down to barely just 10 points left in their basket. The basket's almost full.
No,
We're going to be having clam and cheese today. Oh my gosh, they just need one more clam in order to take the dub off of a single push. Can they do it? They might have gotten a bit too excited. Dripless manages to push them out. They're saying, we do not want cheese and toast today. We want something better. We want a victory.
Nice, good support with the missiles there. Okay, good clam management from Dripless.
Yep. The brush is there, you know, collecting clams. And, yeah, one or two just to start their push to get in there. That may be what they need. The bomb's coming out. Not quite enough. It was enough to hold them back, but it wasn't quite enough to start their push. They have a power clam now, and the power clam immediately lost thanks to this roller. The roller just taking out members left and right, man. On the side of 5 Cheese Toast. 2 down on the side of Dripless. And they're trying their best to hold on, but just the constant amount of pressure from this roller and the rest of the teammates just taking shot after shot. The rain, the auto bomb barrage, the power clam. Oh my goodness, nice trade there, but it's going to be exactly what 5 Cheese needs to get in there. Not quite. Dripless said, no, we told you before, we're not giving up.
Nice, good job, Brush. That was good. That was solid defense there to stop that push.
Honestly, they are holding on for dear life, and they are not letting go of this last match. They do not want to go down without a fight.
Oh, unfortunate. Blob getting a nice pick, though.
For real. 5 Cheese is trying to have their cheese and eat it too, except for those 2 members that don't like it. Oh my goodness, unfortunate. Okay, shot, wrong place, wrong time.
I think they were trying to pop missiles behind there, which could have been helpful, but that blob just running around, throwing bubbles everywhere. Now this could be not so great.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I guess Dripless had already gotten rid of their pity, so I was thinking they were going to get 2.
They don't have a second pity to work with, but it might shift the amount of clams on the map into their favor. If they, again, I just want to see them play a little bit closer together. I think that's the difference here is when 5 Cheese pushes, they push together. You know, it might be 5 Cheese, but their 4 members are really what's bringing them together.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think for Dripless, they just need to slow down a little bit and try and coordinate their specials, get map control, kind of reset. There's still time for, I mean, 5 Cheese got it down to 2 in 1 push, so surely they could do the same if not KO.
Yeah, that almost feels like the tougher battle to play. It's not the 1-on-1 your versus or the 2-on-1 versus the Carbon. It's the mental battle that you have to play to get yourself back into the game and realize it's not over yet. We have a minute. We just need to get some clamps, stay focused on the objective, and not get too far out of our depth here.
Did they already pick up their pity? Oh no.
They already lost their pity over there after the right box. They were on the way there, but they did not make it very far out. 2 down for 5 Cheese, 1 down for Dripless. Can they manage to get a power clam? It looks like they have it.
He's going
for the jump. He went for it. Oh my goodness. But this Carbon. Oh my goodness. Call him the quick shot Carbon. He's getting every single shot.
That was a great pick. Oh man. I thought they were going to score that for real. Let's see what the brush can do here. Okay, Carbon's down. Oh, now they have armor. That's not good for Brush, though. Okay, here we go. Get the blob. No, help your team.
You got a few more seconds to try to get a clam going. He just needs 2 more. Can anybody help this Brush? There's 2 seconds left on the clock. I think it might be too low.
Oh.
He didn't make it. The worst way to lose a Clamblitz match, if you ask me. But 5 Cheese Toast. Yeah, that was a good set. But the match is going to go to 5 Cheese Toast, just adding on another victory to their layered sandwich there. 5 layers of cheese, 3 layers of victory, and 1 more win to add to their Switch smash.
I don't know how you do this.
Oh no, dude, honestly, it's just you make the same joke 6 times and you hope that they're not, cursing you out in the comment section. That's all you get, or the Twitch chat.
God.
Oh my goodness, but the set went to 5 Cheese Toast, just taking a clean sweep over Dripless. I will say, despite their name, I like their costumes that they had going for them. I like the comps, honestly, that they had. Their second match comp was just so, I don't know if I could say this, but it was just so offensive. But they had a wonderful set, I gotta say. Lots of good gameplay from both sides. But that's gonna call it here for match 5. 5 Cheese Toast taking their victory and moving on. Dripless just gonna keep going into round 6. But that's it for round 5 of LSL. I'm Shiro.
I'm Mike. We're gonna take a break and be back for round 6.
See. Little Squid League 20, and we're back, and it's time for round 6. It's me, Shiro, again, and I'm back with my co-host, Ike, aka Grandpa Ike, aka Captain Grandpa Ike, and we're here to commentate LSL.
And we got Seaya and IRS for the last set of today. Don't forget, tomorrow, also, day 2, top cut, silver bracket. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Grand prizes for top cut, but there's also going to be prizes for silver bracket, so make sure you're trying your hardest. We're going to see just how hard Seaya and IRS try. The IRS claims they will find you, whereas Seaya has a cute little mascot named Hector. Okay, so let us know in the chat if you are voting for Seaya, if you're voting for IRS to take the set. Our setup here for round 6 of the Swiss competition is going to be Piranha Pit, Splat Zones map, followed by Rainmaker on Black Belly, and then Clam Blitz, The Reef, one of my favorite maps. What do you expect to see here on Piranha Pit?
Zones P-Pit. I want to see someone pull out Hydra. Please pull out the Hydra, please. But I don't know, probably E-Leader or some sort of Charger. Nope, I was wrong. Gluke, hey Glugas, let's go. Okay.
Oh my goodness, followed by a Nautilus. Not quite the Hydra you were looking for, but there is going to be a Splatling action on this map. They also got the K-Glugas, like you said, K-Shot, and the N-Zap Classic. On IRS's side, they got the K-Gal, Vanilla Try, Vanilla Jet, and K-Shot on them. Oh my god, instantly!
IRS is going in!
The IRS is taking everything. Missiles coming out, though. So not only are they taking everything, but they are seeking out everything they can take with their missiles. Oh my goodness, it's just a bloodbath already.
They're out of ink.
Score already halfway down. Booyah Bomb here, Inkjet there. Nobody is going down without a fight. But IRS is just taking over the map.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job at holding mid, maintaining pressure, keeping the fights, and they're keeping Seaya separated. I think this is the first time we've been able to see Seaya kind of push in a coordinated spot together.
Honestly, they took advantage of their armor, and they're in there. They did take a nice little pick, but not without losing one of their own. Missiles coming out, not much, but enough to kind of keep pushing the IRS back. But it's kind of inevitable. You can't push the IRS back for long. They will take what belongs to them, but we're going to see, does the victory belong to them?
And still a fight over mid. This zone has been stalled out for almost 30 seconds now. And more missiles coming out on the side of Seaya.
Honestly, perfect opportunity for them to try to get back in there, take their zone.
There we go. Now they got some penalty points up.
Oh, nice pick there.
Big win for K-Shot. That's huge. Can they get the try?
And they get the try. Nice. Little bit of point and shoot action. Love to see it. Even the top players every now and again will bring that out. Missiles on the zone. They're going to have to paint over that and try to maintain control. They're getting a nice little stride there. It was tough for them in the beginning. That a wipe like that could really take out all your momentum, but they're not letting them do that to them. A little bit of overextension maybe by the Nautilus. Go ahead, bro.
The Galuka's already got 7 KA. I don't know how many of those are assists, but playing really well so far. About to get another armor. And K-Shot nearly escapes the Booyah Bomb.
Well, I thought when he came out of that corner there, he was going to shoot, but throwing the bomb instead, maybe to try to fake out the opponent with some mind games. Another bit of armor coming out for the side of Seaya as they're trying to just hold on to this victory. They got a couple more minutes here to see if they can pull out the win and take the lead here on these zones. They're doing great with the map control, pushing the enemy back now.
Yeah, and smart of the NZAP to not chase the 52 gal back to that corner. That was a good play, I thought.
Very objective focus. Just hold the zone, get your paint, support your team, and get eaten by a Booyah Bomb. Very unfortunate to see as the IRS drops a bomb on the other team, trying to get back in there and say, no, we're going to take what's rightfully ours.
And the Nautilus got caught in a 2v1 on the far side there of the ramp. Let's see if the Glugas can clean it up. And with the missiles, maybe? Nope, not quite. That's all right.
Very possible. Again, trying to play safe there, though. You can't deny them that. Stay alive, fight another day. Love to see that type of gameplay coming out. Just missiles every 2 seconds, you can see. Nobody's getting a chance to rest or to breathe, especially not this. Oh my goodness. Is this the zap we're looking at here? Especially not the zap. Just everywhere you look, a bunch of fall-off damage.
The specials are being pumped out by the IRS, already with 12 missiles and 5 booyah bombs this game.
Well, you see, they have a lot of capital at their disposal. You know, they can pop out anything that they want and claim that, oh, it's rightfully ours. You know, that's just the way the IRS
True. Oh boy. Okay, and this is good for Seaya here. Oh, never mind. They went 2 down. Shit, they didn't have any penalty points. See the zap. Big trade. Big trade.
Splat tax fraud, a great victory for Squids and Octolings everywhere. Unfortunately, not going to be looking like a great victory for Seaya overall. Unless they can get back in here, they have a minute left, and it's fair game no matter how you slice it. Another booyah coming out for IRS, though. We're going to see if they can just continue to push back Seaya into their corner. They are armored up, giving them a chance to fight back. Oh, go down for IRS. 3 down. It's a full team wipe. This may be what they need to get back in there.
Now they just gotta get their lockout position set, get everybody locked in. They already have 2 specials and the inkjet coming out early. Oh,
and he gets one. Take down Tax Fraud again. Another victory over Tax Fraud. That's what I came to see. The most wonderful thing I've seen here this afternoon. So Seaya's not going down without a fight.
And they're out of penalty points, so it's count down. 2 down on the side of IRS, just a Jet Scorch and the K-Shot. Probably just gonna sit here and try and get missiles.
I wonder if what we're seeing is
physics from the side are so big.
Oh, and we're pushed into overtime. This could be their last opportunity. They just need another 6 points. They're pushing the IRS back as best as they can. And they managed to take it. They've taken the lead. Then they told the IRS, no, we're going to file for an extension. Not today.
Not today. Wow, what a great comeback. Oh my god. Great job by Seaya. Holy smokes.
Honestly, I don't know what we expected. All those splats on tax fraud, it was obvious. IRS couldn't win today.
17 missiles.
Oh my goodness, that is the kind of missile gameplay.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that was impressive. With so many specials coming out, and they were still able to come back, take some, keep them staggered, and get the win.
It was a wonderful game. Yeah, I agree. All of the constant, like every time somebody went down, another member was there to take their place. And honestly, I think great gameplay from both sides. Both teams getting a wipe on the other team, just showing the other team like, okay, we are here to fight, and we're not giving up. We are here for that prize pool for tomorrow. So next up is the Rainmaker match on Blackbelly Skate Park. We saw this earlier today. I think it's classic that we'll see a Ray come out from one team or the other. What do you think?
Yeah, probably going to see a CJet here. It's kind of a go-to pick at this point. I'm curious to see if IRS stays with the special spam, or if they try and switch it up a little bit. It's always hard, though, because zones, it's a little easier to spam the volume of specials because you're just constantly painting. There's so much turf exchange. Rainmaker's a little different, especially on Blackbelly. People usually aren't focused on painting the map as much. It's a lot more straight lines, so...
Yeah, I agree with you there. I wonder if there's going to be a lot more flanking type gameplay. You know, people are going to try to run around and cut off other players versus, just going for your classic paint here, special there, paint here, special there type of gameplay.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see if the Gluga player switches it up, or if they're just like a dually main, or if they can flex to something else. But Fizzy Bombs are still good here. I just don't know about the mobility of the K-Gluga.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That was some interesting play by that Tri-Slosher, I think, too. So we'll see if that's going to come into play here, if they're going to let that go for maybe a bit of a longer range weapon. If I'm not mistaken, I think there was a Tri-Slosher. Maybe I'm getting my...
No, yeah, there was one on
that was tax fraud, right? Tax fraud.
Yeah, yep.
On the side of IRS. Well, Seaya taking the first game, and that might mix up the IRS here. We'll see if maybe they committed tax fraud themselves, and now they have to create a tax return for Seaya in the form of another victory.
Oh, sub me out! Somebody sub me out!
You can't deny it, man. The IRS, they set themselves up for this one, man. Those are the kind of teams I love to see. But really, no, names aside, the skill from both teams is looking so great. A lot of offensive play coming from both sides. for that Piranha Pit game. But in a map so small where the focus of the battle is so condensed, that sort of stuff you tend to see happen. But I'm wondering if maybe we'll see any long range, any chargers coming out, or you never know.
Yeah, and this is a big game for both teams actually, because both teams are 4-1. So you're going to get one team 5-1 higher up on the seeding chart for tomorrow. The other team that finishes 4-2, you never know with the crazy shenanigans that happen towards the lower half of that top 16. You could end up in a silver bracket situation. So, you know, the team that loses here might be on the edge depending on, you know, what their other stats are in Battlefield and whatnot.
Very true.
Very important match. Very important match.
And we're gonna see just how that match shapes up. We got Seaya, repped by Hector, their mascot, and IRS, bringing it to the victory. We're gonna see who's gonna take it though.
Oh, and I think these are the exact same comps. Okay, they must just roll with this. Okay.
Very comfortable, yeah, in their weapon choice, and I guess in the way they're going to play with their team here. Fighting over that first pop there. Missiles already coming out, pushing back Seaya. They managed to take the pop off of that. Nice little early game strategy. We'll see if they can peek ahead past the defense as Seaya is setting up. There's the fizzy bombs, like you said.
Yep, and the Jet Squelcher picked up the Rainmaker, so you won't have to worry about the missile spam coming from them. Oh, and 2 down for Seaya. 3 down for Seaya. Oh, this could be a lot of points really quick if they could just get up that wall. They're going box. Oh,
Honestly,
and they
look like they're going to take the game away already. Oh my goodness, very early lead by the IRS. They said, you think you can get away with tax fraud and steal from us? No. We're going to take that victory back right now. Pushing the Seaya back all the way into their side.
And not even a minute in. I mean, that was a huge push in the first 45 seconds.
Honestly, the Tri-Slosh on the side of IRS really paving the way there for that early lead. Just running in there and slinging their ink any which way they can and saying, no, we're going to take this victory right now. You need to back up.
But I will say, from Seaya's perspective, I mean, my team's been in this spot before. It's not over. This is Rainmaker Black Belly. Anything can happen. You can get points incredibly fast.
The fact that the stage came back proves anything can happen. So we're going to see who's going to take the victory here. Seaya looking to try to take it left. One of their members going down, losing the Rainmaker. The Zap just looking to hold position there, trying to push off and scout some other members here. They're heavily fighting on right side over there. This may be their opportunity to take the Rainmaker and push it left. But nobody manages to pick it up. It was being guarded, I guess. I did not see those members over there.
Yeah, IRS doing a good job of splitting their defense on 2 on left, 2 on right, so that way there's no free path either way. I think if Seaya's going to want to come back and get some points, they're probably going to have to try and force them all into a corner and then take it one side.
Yeah, and I'm just realizing now that
Lobster just sharking.
Nice little shark there. What else do they have to do? Very patient gameplay. We got armor coming out on both sides, followed by an inkjet. Nice little double strategy there, and it pays off for them. They take out tax fraud yet again, but it's a 3-3 situation. Nobody's picking up the Rainmaker just yet. 2.5 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, and pay shot for Seaya is about to get their 6th missile about halfway through the game, so they're on pace for over 10.
Yeah, not quite a lot of kills going on heavy in the game, but definitely a few specials. A lot of spacing I'm noticing from the missiles coming out to the armors trying to just intimidate the opposing team, saying, okay, look, you can take this fight if you want, but somebody's coming out of here dead. And in a case of a Rainmaker match, that's not something you want to risk. Unfortunately, Seaya's going to need to take a risk here if they're going to get on the map. 2 minutes left on the clock and no points.
Yeah, and okay, they got an armor missile coming out. One goes down. They're starting to get mid-control. Okay, 2v2. Looks like they're going to try and just hold for some jump-ins, and then they can start making a push. But yeah, they got to start getting points, at least progressing the objective soon.
Oh my goodness. Lucky pick coming out for that jet on the side of IRS. One of Seaya's down. Another member getting an unlucky take down to tax fraud.
Yeah, IRS was really solid defense here.
Honestly, and again, they haven't won this game. This is a game that they need to win to stay in the competition. And so you can see they are not going to give up without a fight. See the bomb rush coming out for IRS. They're holding mid, and it's just different because they're fighting from a place of advantage already. They don't have to engage like Seaya is going to need to do. With just a minute left on the clock, they're taking a lot of fights, a lot of kills so far, but they haven't picked up the Rainmaker but only a few times. And this honestly looks to me like the perfect opportunity. They take it, and now they're getting into action.
No! Why are they going left? Oh!
Oh no. They had
No.
a perfect opportunity there, right down the middle. Could have taken the block to the right side, but now they're going to get stuck and bottlenecked here.
Oh, it's so hard. I mean, they're lucky there's no Stinger on the other team. They got 2 down. I hope this works out for them, but all the missiles in
coming
there.
in, trying to take them out heavy, and he made it get that kill. Goodness
Yeah, that's
me.
a tough one. You gotta take it right in that situation. You've got way more room to work, and especially with the missile spam comp that IRS is running, your whole team is going to get bogged down in that half pipe.
Yeah, I agree. That might have been the misplay that cost them the game, and IRS might get their first victory off that. Just less than 15 seconds left to go, though. We're going to see if they can take it.
If the Knock can secure a couple picks on this flank, oh, they go down.
Oh
No.
my goodness, 3 seconds on the clock. They reset the Rainmaker. That might be game unless they can
That's
pop
it.
it. Nope, it's too late. So that
Man,
game is going to
very
go to
unfortunate.
IRS. Yeah, very, very unfortunate for Seaya there, making that play to go down the left side. I don't know exactly what happened there. Maybe a little bit of panic. Maybe they were unsure if there was somebody lying in wait, just like Taxfront have been doing the whole match. Not quite sure, but that's going to be IRS's victory. Good job to them. Round 3 coming in 1-1 from both sides. Seaya taking their first victory for the Splat Zones game. IRS asserting their dominance on Rainmaker with an early lead. And headed into Clam Blitz on the Reef.
Yeah, great. I mean, great set so far. And the thing we have to remember is the first game in the zones, IRS came out with a big lead early on. They've been starting very aggressive, very early pushes. And Clam Blitz Reef is one of those ones where you can get a knockout in one push. I mean, if they can break early and start getting people up on the car, I mean, you might see a knockout in the first minute and a half of this game.
Honestly, yeah. Both sides obviously showing they're not going to give in very easily. I'm excited to see how this third match is going to end up. I like the try-slash gameplay, I got to say, from Tax Fraud. No puns this time around. It's just honestly a really great player asserting their role as the Slayer. And just every chance they get, they're paving the way to get the IRS in the door.
Yeah, and I hope that Seaya tries to figure something to deal with the range of that V-Jet, because if you get that thing set up on the bridge throwing mist and spamming missiles, it is very, very difficult to come out of your spawn and drop down onto plat or try and mount a defense. So they're gonna have to do something to get that V-Jet out of there if they do bring it back.
Agreed. Yeah, that Nautilus coming out using a lot of pressure with their Inkjet. We'll see if they bring it back. They do. They offer that instead of maybe a Hydra on this map, or a Heavy for the Booyah pressure. Yeah, same comps looks like from both teams yet again, and it seems like that's just the way that they play.
Shot there.
Oh yeah, I didn't quite catch that.
I think that's for IRS.
Immediately, both
So
teams
3 of
pushing.
them going to be huge.
Honestly, it could change the whole setup here. So both teams vying for mid and control of the bridge. We see missiles coming out for IRS earlier, and now for Seaya following back. A lot of pressure there on that Keg Gal, and they're already going down.
Oh.
Like you said, IRS taking their chance to get a big early push. Misses the kid. Oh my goodness, but that's okay. They fished him out, and Seaya is looking to take their early lead here, pushing the IRS back. Excuse me, I had quoted that wrong earlier. But Seaya looking to take IRS's strat and shove it right back to him. Getting that first early push. Half the basket already gone.
Oh
Just
my
like you said,
goodness.
this could be their one push victory.
Yeah, and that Gluga's just being a menace up there by the car, keeping half of the IRS team distracted, while everybody else is just down below throwing in clams. They're still there.
Wonderful
They're
stuff to see, man. They are not going down easy. Managed to take another kill down. My goodness.
Two.
Last call. You said, what a call, dude. What a call.
100-0. Oh my gosh.
I want somebody to clip that in the chat. Somebody clip that. He said it, man. He called
I
it.
told you. Oh my
One
goodness.
push victory. Seaya come out and said, okay, no. The IRS is not taking anything else from us. We filed our taxes. That's about a month and a half too late. Get out of here. And they take the set.
Oh my
2-1.
Wow, and great flip of the script from Seaya, where IRS was traditionally the team starting out aggressive, and they just totally flipped the script that last game and just took the game. That's the set.
Honestly, I don't know if I was a little colorblind or something there, but I thought watching them, that was IRS going in for the victory. But no, yeah, Seaya playing excellently and taking that set. So they're going to finish it out for us, the last game of the Swiss rounds of day 1 for LSL 20. And tomorrow we're going to see who are the 16 teams heading into the top cut for that wonderful grand prize. And then we're going to have the silver bracket going on as well. And they're going to have their own cash prize. So they're not out of the running yet. They can still win the fame, the glory. And for somebody, they're going to win a bit of cash to take home.
Yes, double elimination tomorrow, so that'll be great. Got a host of really good commentators tomorrow. Pak and Devi starting it off, then Gem and Fusion, then Brush and Falco finishing off. So please, please, please tune in tomorrow. I think it starts at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yep, I think you're right there. And if you're not sure,
you get in there.
Yeah, if you're not sure, you don't know where to go, just head to twitch.tv/little_squid_league, or just check out their Twitter page. If you don't know what's going on, Twitter's always a great place to go. Once again, great gameplay we've seen all day by all these amazing teams coming out and looking to land their spot in the top cut and take home the victory and the prize that comes with it.
Yeah, yes, 100%. And yeah, great job to the production team. Everybody's included behind the scenes in LSL, putting on this great event. For me, Ike, you can find me at Twitter, Ike, and yeah, I'll leave it to you, Shiro, to wrap it up.
Yeah, honestly, dude, guys, LSL 20. Why are you guys not so excited? This is amazing. But we'll see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, when the tournament continues. All right, that's it.